Good morning, everyone. 5 a.m. on this Tuesday, March 21st. I'm Erin Sullivan. First full day of spring ahead.
We are following breaking news this morning out of the village of Brooklyn. A man is in custody following a threat that forced a polling place to be relocated. Local bars and restaurants are ready for a boost in business around St. Patrick's Day. Bar managers say the holiday is one of their busiest weekends of the year. You can see right now things are mostly blue. That means partially covered because all of that snow continues to blow across the roadways. If you were to slide off, you could be in a life-threatening situation. Air Force One is going to land at Truax Field at about 11:35, and spectators are preparing, some getting excited for the president to touch down here in Madison.
All right, that is a wrap on President Joe Biden delivering remarks in DeForest. He spoke for about 25 minutes at the LaUna Training Center, focusing on the blue-collar blueprint, as he called it, to rebuild America, focusing on the middle class as the backbone of our country and economy, and especially focusing on union jobs. Good morning, everyone. It's 5 a.m. on this finally Friday. I'm Erin Sullivan. Got my Badger red on.
A little dancing. It's kind of in your blood. You're Irish, right?
I am so very Irish.
Erin Sullivan.
I cannot do the Irish jig, though, that these talented Irish Trinity dancers can.
You were able to speak to some people here in Madison who are rethinking their drinking.
Yeah, that's right. I talked with Nicole Peasley, who is almost 4 years alcohol-free. In 2020, she helped create an online community to support other people looking to quit or cut back. It's called New Fashion Sobriety.
Erin, you definitely have a personal connection to this story here.
I do. So I'm a year and a half sober myself. Quitting drinking was something that I'd considered doing for several years. And a year and a half ago, I just decided it was time to make a change. And you know, this has been such a rewarding choice for me. And I wanted to take a minute to share this with everyone at home, just to say that I know how scary and hard it can be to get started. I was really fearful that quitting drinking was going to change my life. I was concerned about how it would change my social life, and I was scared of what people would think of me. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
I felt like I was going to be trapped by sobriety. But I feel the opposite. I feel free, and I feel very connected to myself and my friends and family. And if anyone out there is considering like quitting, have faith in yourself, because there are so many resources to getting sober today. It's not a one-size-fits-all thing. You just got to like find what works for you. And I really do think, like Nicole said, it's a beautiful life.
It's been nearly 5 hours since that fiery crash here on US 151 near the Mineral Point exit, and crews are still on scene. Things are a slight improvement from a couple of hours ago during peak rush hour, but really it is still fairly slow moving. Whether you're looking for the Halloween costume of your dreams, or should I say of your nightmares, doing it on a budget, especially last minute, can be tough. I have to say, I was listening to the morning show, and Amanda, I do think that you got the forecast wrong, because it's raining men in here today. You asked for it. Let's give it a shot. See how fast I can throw this baseball. The radar's not on, but I'm pretty sure that was 87 miles per hour. Holiday spirit is alive and well here at the Lincoln Tallman House, Tim. Their annual holiday tree show is back, and it has grown. They are now up to 120 uniquely decorated trees.
That's my sister and her husband.
A wall full of memories.
This photo from my 18th birthday with my best friends.
In an 18-year-old's favorite place to be, her room.
This photo with my nephew. That's my sister. My sister sent me this one.
Marina Sahida hangs on to each moment.
My sister's wedding. This photo is very cute.
Making this space a reminder of the home she once had. Marina's home country of Ukraine remains under attack by invading Russian forces.
Our life won't be the same as we had before February 24th.
After she and her family fled their hometown, Bordianka, airstrikes left the city in ruins.
When I read news, or especially when I see photos from my town Bordianka, it makes me sad, and I start to cry a lot.
Her parents' home and her sister and baby nephew's brand new apartment, both reduced to rubble.
We can't go back there.
Even her grandmother's house was bombed, her life spared by sheltering in her root cellar. As her family evacuated to the Carpathian Mountains, Marina had a choice. She was the only person in her family with an active visa from a recent visit to the U.S.
At first, of course, I didn't want to leave my country, especially to leave my family.
But she and her family decided America was the safest place to be.
I understood that I have to save my life.
She took this video. During the emotional moments, she escaped the danger of war.
I don't know what to do, but I'm crossing the border.
Within days, Marina was in Madison. This was no random choice. Marina has a lifeline here.
I knew that Michelle and Craig, they will be happy to have me, and they invited me and they told me, yeah, you can come.
Michelle and Craig Jolly took Marina in without hesitation, just as they did 1 decade ago when they first met Marina at 8 years old.
It's been a true blessing to have her in our lives and to watch her grow, and we look forward to seeing where life takes her.
In 2012, the Madison couple's church, Bethel Lutheran, sponsored Marina and other Ukrainian children who lived near the Chernobyl nuclear disaster zone to come to Madison for 6 weeks of environmental respite and medical checkups.
We kind of fell in love with her, and we wanted to complete that circle, so we decided to go visit her maybe 7 or 8 months after she left the first time.
From there, the connection grew to include Marina's whole family. Michelle and Craig have been to Ukraine to visit them 6 times in the past 10 years.
We really bonded with her family, even though, again, like her parents don't speak English.
We totally become a family, so I can say that here's my American parents, my American family.
And Marina came back to see them in Madison just as frequently.
My favorite place is Memorial Union. They have a great ice cream. I think it's the best ice cream in the world.
But this time, Marina's stay is more than a visit.
It's hard to watch her go through this, but we try to be here to support whenever and whatever she needs.
We thank God that we have the ability and the means and the family and friends surrounding us that we're able to make that happen.
I know them very well for a long period, so I feel like I'm at home.
Marina hopes one day she can return home and help rebuild her country.
I want to meet all my family and my friends again and spend more time with them.
But for now, she's helping her new community. Spending time volunteering at places like Second Harvest Food Bank and making plans to get her driver's license, enroll in college, and get a job.
I'm young and I have a big future. I need to make a family, make my career.
Adding new snapshots to her wall of memories.
I was thinking about do all the wall.
And remaining grateful for FaceTime.
Yeah, that's my father.
Faith.
God helped me a lot.
And both of her families.
I know that I can ask them if I need something, if I need any help, and they will be happy to help me.
Marina keeps in touch with her family through FaceTime as much as possible. Right now, they are still sheltering in the Carpathian Mountains in southwestern Ukraine as the war continues. Meanwhile, Marina is in the process of applying for temporary protection status, and then she'll seek asylum. In the studio, Erin Sullivan, NBC 15 News.
Those 3 were all from the same factory, but it was missing the blades, so I borrowed them off a different one. So I had to retrofit a real motor in there. It's cool to have it going slow enough that you can still see the blades, but fast enough that you can see that it operates. I was fascinated with anything that spun.
Dan Newman is always looking up.
I don't necessarily have a favorite. I have maybe a top 5.
Some may call him a fanatic.
You still find them free on the curbs, free on Craigslist.
But his passion can't be switched off.
So this is my laundry room, and this is the only room in my house that I kind of went a little crazy.
The Madison native collects ceiling fans.
Yes, I get called Dan the Fan Man way too much.
Most are decades old, from his childhood in the 70s and 80s.
I've lost count, but if I had to guess, I'd say upwards of 500.
Hanging in his home
Alexa,
is a rotation of his favorites.
Bird fan 100%.
Okay. They look cool and keep him cool in the basement, living room, kitchen.
It's an obscure model from an obscure company.
Even the backyard gets a little breezy.
If something exists, people collect it.
And then there's the garage, a whirlwind of motors and blades.
It's a pretty niche interest, so if I don't buy it, then there's a good chance it might end up on the curb or in the scrapyard or something like that.
And if all this blows you away, Dan also rents this barn with a fellow fan enthusiast.
Everything installed up here is like heavy-duty metal commercial stuff.
It's a storage space and workshop with no AC needed. For Dan, it's more than a hobby. It's a way to connect to his past.
Seeing a fan that was special to me as a kid takes me back to that happy place in childhood.
His interest in fans started young.
We didn't have a lot of money, but I would try to, beg to go on my birthday to a restaurant that had the fans. Or, my mom was going to Shopco. Can I go look at the fan section? No, Menards, I think, was my favorite. Menards had a great fan display when I was a kid.
His very first buy was at a garage sale in the 4th grade.
It was the same one, like the same model, that was installed in Dorn Hardware on Verona Road, which was my dad's favorite store.
From there, he moved on to box and pedestal fans. And as his collection grew, he did too.
There's parts of your childhood that you think you'll never see again, and being able to rebuild it, for me, it's one of the important pieces. And thank you for watching and discussing ceiling fans with me.
Today, he connects with other collectors on social media, hosts a podcast, and has a YouTube channel, all dedicated to his craft.
It's like a Sierra.
Passing on his wisdom.
4 or 5, if it had 6 blades, I'd get it.
And possibly some spare parts.
Can't keep everything and can't use everything.
To fan lovers like him.
Now I finally have the opportunity to go through and say, okay, this is the stuff I really want to keep. This is the stuff somebody else might want.
In Madison.
The goal is for everything to be complete.
Erin Sullivan, NBC 15 News.